Hey, it's Ange, and you are listening to Divinely Connected. Thank you so much for being here. We have talked a lot about limiting beliefs, and I have more that I want to say. So let's dive in together. Limiting beliefs is a belief that you hold within yourself that limits how you proceed, how you feel, how you love, how you interact. And 9 out of 10 times, these limiting beliefs, you don't even believe. They have been passed down through generations. They have been instilled within you through commercialism, through schooling, through dynamics. And these limitations dictate how we feel about ourselves, how we proceed, how we live our lives. Because we have heard them so many times, we tend to not even pick up on them. They run rent free within our mind on autopilot, going under the radar, limiting us in our life, and we don't even recognize it. So how do we dismantle? Well, I'll tell you. 90% of the work is bringing your awareness within. You got to get used to being still. You have to get used to being quiet, being able to go for a drive from to and from work without the radio on. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to that dialogue. And you may say, geez, Ange, I have no limiting beliefs. Well, let me ask you this. If you were to win the lottery, how do you proceed about that dreaming big? If you were dreaming up about winning the lottery, how does that look for you? Think about it right now. And I bet the majority of the listeners said, well, geez, I don't need to win that 30 million. I just need 100,000. I just need 250,000. That's all I need. Limiting beliefs. And let me tell you, if I was to win the lottery, I want it all. I want it all. If I am going to be that one person who gets picked from the jar, I want to win it all. That is a very easy example of limiting beliefs, of learning to dim ourselves, of not wanting too much. And we all do it. I've done it for years. Needing to challenge yourself to dream big is really important because that shows you how you feel about yourself. That shows you how you feel about life, about what you deserve. So you need to learn. No, you need to heal because every single one of us in this life at this time deserves the best experience we can have. All the money, all the love, the perfect house in the perfect location. Now, that's going to all look different for each and every one of us. And that's the point. But you deserve to have what you want. How many of us are out in the dating pool just trying to make the best out of what comes our way instead of manifesting or instead of saying, I deserve this, this is what I want, this is how I want my life to look? We have been taught to not want, to just be good with what swims downstream to us. What about that voice in your head? That voice that's full of doubt, that criticize, that makes you feel little, that compares you to others. That's the ego. That's the ego. And boy, oh boy, what a bugger the ego is. One good thing is that you can choose not to listen to that. You can choose to challenge that voice. That voice has been keeping you company for your entire life, but it doesn't mean that what it says is true. And will you say, well, geez, it's me. I am that voice. No, you're not. You are the soul who is witnessing that voice saying bad things about you. You're the soul behind that voice. You are not that voice. That voice is not you. That voice is your ego. You are perfect. You are source energy. Your soul, your true self, is unconditional love. So that voice that has been nasty, that says bad things about you, that says bad things about others, that is full of jealousy and comparison and not good enoughs, it's all BS. It's not who you are. You can choose to say, ego, shove it. I'm not listening to you anymore. Now that is a habit that's going to need to be broken. And there's still some days that I fall victim to that ego voice. But majority of my days, I just go, not true. And sometimes I have to say it out loud, not true. That's my ego, not true. Until I realize that I am not that voice. That voice is not a good version of myself. That voice is not who I am. But so many years, I thought I was that voice. Therefore, I thought that I was yuck. I thought that I was ugly. I thought that I wasn't enough. And it was all BS. What about shame? Shame is the biggest asshole of the bunch. Shame is painful. It's humiliating. It's distressing. And it really takes us out at our knees. It's important to lean into the discomfort. I know us as humans, we seek comfort. This is why many people have a hard time with change, with a hard time of doing something different, going against the grain, because we love comfort. We feel something that is uncomfortable and we run from it. We smoke it away, we drink it away, we drug it away, we gamble away, we shopaholic away. We do all of these things so that we don't have to feel that discomfort. Yuck, 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 let me replace it with a good feeling activity. But the truth is that the magic happens when you lean into the discomfort. Your shame stories is just a way that the ego wants to control you, wants to hold you small. There is not one living soul who has not made a mistake in this life. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not who you used to be. Maya Angelou has this quote that has got me through my biggest shame storms. And it goes like this: you do the best that you can. And when you know better, you do better. I have this nasty habit of holding myself, my past self, accountable to what I know now in present form. And the truth of the matter is that Ange in her 20s, Ange in her 30s are not the same people. It is not a balanced playing field. You're constantly growing and constantly evolving, and you're doing the best that you can in whatever season that you're in. And when you know better, you do better. That's the point of life, is to grow and to expand. I cannot expect Angela in her 20s to know what Angela now, 39, almost going into her 40s, knows. That would be unrealistic. And if it was my bestie, if it was my soul sister who was doing that, if it was my children who were doing that, I'd go, are you crazy? Don't be saying that about yourself. You didn't know what you know now. You didn't have these life experiences. You didn't have this security. Now you do. It's so easy to see it outside of ourselves, but when we're in our shame storm, it's like we can't get out. And it will talk us out of expanding and growing and taking risks and loving deeply and making the changes that we came here to make. Shame will steal your joy. And shame will steal your future. It is a force strong enough to influence suicide. It certainly can keep you from your dreams. There is nothing in this life that you cannot learn from. There's nothing in this life that you cannot learn from. You cannot compare yourself to others, and you cannot compare yourself to a younger version of yourself. You are you here today. We only have the now. We only have the now. Stop wasting your life trying to rewrite the past or worrying about the future. Do the best that you can today. And when you know better, you do better.